This is the Concept Board app. It's app.conceptboard.com. And we'll be trying out this format as a kind of crit space alternative. First off, you should have received an invitation to collaborate on a concept board. You can then go and make your account using that invitation. You will now have access to the different boards that we'll be using in the class, and you'll have access to make boards of your own. So when you open a brand new board, you'll see that you have a blank grid space that you can zoom in and out of, and it's a large space in which you can put a template of kind of doing all kinds of things. You can upload files, you can insert different kinds of blocks, or insert images. We are going to primarily be using this as image galleries, so you'll mostly be uploading files, using comments, and making shapes. So you can see that a person can make shapes that you can draw, create different kinds of shapes, and then comment on the things that are there. We're going to jump into one of the boards that I've already created for our class. All the boards for this class will be formatted in the same way as if they are our studio wall, as if they are a blank studio wall in each of your studios. So each block here has a name on it, and that is the space where you will be uploading your artworks. I have made this using the different shape templates and the text boxes. In order to put something new into this grid, I can make a text box and start typing. I can make a shape. I can draw or highlight as needed, but mostly I'm going to need to use images and put images into this space. I can go and drag and drop from my desktop or file onto the place where I want to put it, or I can go to View and click Insert, and that will bring up this dock from which I can upload files. So I can choose my file, and it will convert it to be in this space, and then it will paste in the file that I am working with. I can kind of expand that, but the image needs to already be cropped the way that I want it, although I can kind of select an area if I do want to crop within the image. Now that I have the image in here, I can go and comment on it. So I'm going to zoom in here, and I'm going to make a comment about the image. Wow, that's a crab! Exclamation point. And save. And you can see it shows who made the comment and when. I can add a adjustment or a reply to that comment, like, actually, crab in the horseshoe crab is a misnomer. And as I scroll over here, you can kind of see the ways in which I have commented and replied on other images. We also have the ability to make a post-it note if you're wanting to make a note about your own work, or place some other note next to someone's work that isn't as formal as a comment. But if it is a feedback comment, it really should be as an official comment rather than a post-it note. If I mess something up or decide I don't want something, it is very easy to then delete it. I can Command-Z that to get it back, but if I close the project and open it again, I can't Command-Z. So it is important to be pretty careful with your area that you don't delete something made by someone else, or you don't delete something that you didn't mean to. So it is going to be best to, when adding things, stay in your part of the grid, and then be careful as you make your comments not to move other people's things around in a way that you can't get that information back. So just like when entering someone's studio, you're careful with their stuff, you'll be careful with their images and their stuff in this studio space. As you can see, you can select multiple things at the same time, which is one reason why it is good to be a little bit careful with your selecting. We also want to try not to have too many errant shapes around, trying to keep this a neat yet super functional space. This saves automatically to the cloud, and we can always get back to it using the same link or back through your own concept board doc. We can go back in time in concept board and go to a different version of the document, and I can do that as the kind of author or administrator of the document, but let's try to make it so that I don't have to do that. If you need to share it with someone else or someone else in the class, you can invite someone, or you can get a link to either be an editor or a reviewer. You are going to have a link to be an editor on all of these different pages. So you'll be receiving an invite or a link to each of the pages that we'll be using.